And hello, I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Um, thank you guys for joining me. I want to say hello to everybody who is in the chat. I think we've got Charlie Mullins, Jason P, J Caps, D Stock, Dale Cox. Did I say Charlie Mullins? I think I did. Krista Melinda. Thank you guys for being here. So, hi, Dizzy Dragon. Hope everybody's having a great day. I am. I'm sure there were people. Where did it go? You gotta be kidding me! I left it in the other room. There were people that were waiting for us to do. Hi, Jacob Deathridge, Miguel Torres. Good to see you, Miguel. Winchester Super X, Josh Cohen. Good to see you. Trenton Lawson. Thanks for being here. You're not retiring in 2 years. I'll invite. Good to see you. 1 hot minute. Look at that. I love it. Miguel, it's here's the thing. I've kind of talked about it in a number of videos. It's been a wonderful run. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot, one of the great, other than father being a dad, one of the great experiences of my life. But this is not the kind of thing where I could do half-assed. You know what I mean? I could not go at this on autopilot. You follow me? And I know that I got 2 years left in me where I can go at it the way I've been going at it, but I don't have 5 years left in me. Just being honest with you. The other thing is this. I'm just being frank. I've done every conceivable thing you can do with hot stuff. You know what I mean? So, anyway, we'll do question answer in a little bit, but I have a big giant retraction I need to make right now. I've been wicked hard on Tommy. And you guys, if you could, I hate doing this, but if you could like the stream, more people will end up seeing it. I'd appreciate it if you would do that. So here's the deal, people. I've been very, very difficult on Tommy for the last couple of years about a couple things. Number one, all things hot. He hates it. But these candy corn, my stance for the last forever has been that this Windmilly, good to see you. Ray DeVore, good to see you. Tony, good to see you. Mike Chili Eskimo Stoltz. So this has always been like just decoration for me, and I don't know what the deal is. I had some today that are unbelievable. I had a pile of about 20 sitting here before the video started. It dwindled down to like a handful, so I had to run out and get some more. Otherwise, they're amazing. Kristen, trust me, I thought it was just decoration. You know what I thought it was? Truly, I've said this before. I'm being really honest with you. I thought it was a dirty trick to pull on trick-or-treaters. Instead of giving them the chocolate and cool stuff, you give them an apple and some candied corn. You know what I mean? But candied corn is wonderful stuff. David, good from Australia. Good to see you. Lego, good to see you. Dean, Conjured Vapors. Thanks to all of my mods that are here. Ethan, good to see you. Chip Indo, good to see you. So today, Tommy and I were going to do the saltiest licorice in the world. He's not feeling very good. And I felt like I could have pushed him and said, come on, dude, let's do this. But he wasn't feeling good. And so I think we're going to do this tomorrow. Galth 109. Galthy 09, excuse me. Says, good job on the interview with Troy. He was a fun dude to do an interview with. You know what I mean? Christopher, good to see you. He eats them because they remind him of childhood, and they're good. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if I just got stale stuff always, or is there a cheap like candy corn and like exotic good stuff, gourmet candy corn? I don't know. But these things, this is the pumpkin version. It's a delight. It's soft and delicious. Almost buttery. The stuff I had as a kid. Cheryl, good to see you. The Cohen family says hello. That means Riley Rose is there. Hi, Riley Rose. Good to see you. You're getting big. Holy moly. You know what's funny? You ever hear parents say that, oh, my birthdays don't make me feel old anymore? My kids' birthdays make me feel old. There may be, I promise you, there are parents watching that feel that way now. Try starting a YouTube channel and having a kid tell you that he watched you when he was, before he could drink, before he could buy alcohol. He's finished college now. He's married, second baby on the way, and has a mortgage. You want to talk about feeling old? That's a true comment. I swear to you. I'm not even making it up. David says, David Lyons, thank you for being here. David says, speaking for myself, this channel isn't just about challenges and milestones. This channel is for all things chili related. It doesn't have to be hot, it just has to be good. And I've done like cheese things and things that, guitar riffs and cat videos. It's just stuff I'm into. But thank you, David. It's pretty cool. Peter P, thank you for being here. Asks, can you get Ed and Troy on together? Boy, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I'd have to think about if I'd want to do that. I think I would probably have to talk with Ed for a while first. We have some stuff we probably have to talk about first. Who knows? Joseph Ruskin, I make candy corn. Shut up. Is it colored and everything? Like it's both like, or is it just like made of the same stuff? You have piqued my interest, Joseph. So this Cheryl Gibson, thank you for being here. So I think, Josh, it's true. Like when I met Riley Rose, she was 4. Now she's not a little girl anymore. She's still a little girl, but like, holy moly. It's crazy. TM Birdie. My daughter Abigail and son Samson and Abram always love watching Chase the Heat Pepper videos. I'm glad. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Goat, I'm here for the reaction. Good to see you, Goat. Mr. Jeremy Wither Ranch Shelton, they say that you lose taste buds as you age. Congrats, for eating wax. Listen, I've been doing this for 8 years. That didn't even leave a mark. You got to do better than that, Shelton. Come on now. Justine, good to see you. I love candy corn. Till they think they added more honey to them now. I can't stand it. I don't know what the deal is. The stuff I had as a kid tasted like a joke, like a dirty, like I kid you not. Casey, good to see you. It felt, and I always saw it like it was just a dirty trick. Riley is almost 5 feet. You must be kidding. Wow. For those of you who haven't heard that story, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I was at the I Like It Hot festival years ago. What is she? I can't remember. Is she 8 or 9 now, Josh? But I met Josh. I was standing in Tom Booth's booth, and I see Josh standing there, and he's holding Riley's hand, and she's a little girl. She's looking at me like I was Santa Claus. Her eyes are that big. She's 9. Holy moly. 5 years, Riley Rose. So she's looking at me like with the biggest eyes. And Josh is her dad. I said, don't mind her. She's just a little surprised to see you. Because she's been watching you every day since she's come online. Since she's been aware. Because her dad was watching her whole life. So he said she's watched you every day of her life. So it's sort of a trip for her to meet you. But she was adorable. And I talked to her for a while. She sent me a really wonderful video. And she's just the cutest little girl. And now she's 9. Wow. It's just amazing. Brendan Swear, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Bull Cow, my daughter spotted you before I met you in Oxford in 2021. Was that 2021? Conjure Vapor says, hello, Brandon. Was that actually 2021 for real? Seems like it. See, that's what I mean. I just feel old, man. Do you guys remember the movie from Lord of the Rings? When Gandalf walks into the cage, he's like, I have no memory of this. I feel like Gandalf, man. I've just been, sometimes I've been to chili events, so I feel like I recognize every single person there. I know I don't, but I just feel like I do. John Barnett says, where's your son? It's been a long time. He's in San Antonio doing well. He's still making videos, but not as many right now, but he's going to get back into it. He's doing well. Thank you for asking. So the next pepper that we're doing for the pepper series, pepper trials, people, the red habanero. I have gathered a plethora, not a couple, but a literal plethora of habanero facts. Why I didn't know there was so much stuff to spit out about a habanero. So we're going to do that. Blessed to crochet. Thank you for being here. Hello, Johnny. I'll be sending some Ohio candy corn out soon. I know you make it. That's crazy. You know what? Last year, do you remember? You remember how I was last year, right? I picked on Tommy so bad. I told him it was gross and disgusting. And I'm telling you, I ate some today. I feel like well, how could I possibly? I couldn't. There's no. I didn't change. Could I possibly have just eaten bad? Oh wow, this is Brie. Hang on one second. Hey, baby, I'm doing a live stream right now, but I'll be done in a little bit. It's okay. I wasn't going to let you pass. How are you?
I'm good. Just go back to the host routing.
Okay, I'll call you when I'm off.
Okay.
Bye. What is a plethora? A plethora is what's a plethora? What a great movie that was. Yeah, I forgot about that line. Anyway, we're going to be eating this. I think I like the flavor of the orange ones better. That's a good idea. Lawn Dog says to Uncle Bull, I sure liked your visit to the store the other day, showing us hot sauces that are available to you. That is a great idea for a video, Bill Cow. Hope you don't mind. I might steal it. It's not stealing it. It's kind of borrowing it. Everything I've done, I've stolen from somebody else. That's what I do. I'm good at that. When I was in phone sales, I'd sit in a room, and you could just, if you're sitting in a phone room, you don't have to be there. You don't have to know what they do. You can tell by sitting in the room for 1 hour who's really good at that job and who's not so good. I would just focus on listening to them really carefully. I wouldn't look at them because it's obvious I'm ear hustling, stealing from them. So I would just kind of do one of these things. And it's always been my key is to hear something and be able to spit it out. That's what I'm good at. Screaming Chimp, give me a break. Screaming Chimp. I love you, Neil. Do I like chocolate habaneros? I do. It's a good pepper. I like all habaneros. Listen, over the years, Naughty Naga, what a great name. Are you joking? How good is that name? Over the years, not just chocolate, but habaneros in general. I don't know if you know this, but if you go back to the very, very first month of the channel, I did a video where I ate a bunch of them. Not even a lot, just a handful. And I hated them. I didn't like them. When I first started, I did not like habaneros. I thought they tasted, I thought they tasted like metal, like metallic and gross. And now they're just fruity and wonderful. But chocolate pods in general, they used to make me almost hurl. Every time, like the floral, a lot of times floral seems to go hand in hand with some super hot chocolates. And in the past, every time I was close to losing it, it was because of a floral pod. And now it's like, man, I love floral pods. Naughty Naga has been spotted in the League of Fire contest, says Peter P. And she is awesome. You have fans. I love that, Naughty Naga. Screaming Chimp. We had so much fun with Screaming Chimp in Newcastle at the what was the name of that? The Time Burner. We had such a good time there. That was, I don't know how many years ago that was. That was a trip that Johnny Jr. went with me on. He entered his first ever chili contest. It was awful to watch him. I couldn't stand it. It killed me. Naughty's going to win a belt this year, says Uncle Bull Cow. I wouldn't doubt that. Trent Lobo, good to see you. Good old Johnny. Good to see you. Oh, I had a very, very funny comment at the very beginning of this, but I wonder if I'm going to be able to see it. It was almost funny. I wanted to read it because it was kind of funny. Where is it? Here it is. Glad to see you're still active and eating hot stuff. Hang in there. like I got a wheelchair or something. And I got like a walker. I'm like, I'm still active. What a funny thing to say. I read that and just giggled out loud. It was Newcastle, 2019. Remember when my son ran out and you told him you I can't remember what it was. Came inside and screamed, keep chimping as loud as you could to the whole place. Remember that? I remember that. It was great. No, you know what? Chili Chaplin. Johnny Scoble, did you ever get the Jolokia hot sauce I sent to you at the Georgia address? No, you did not. I'm so glad you're contacting me. I'm sorry I didn't. Let me tell you what happened. Here's what happened. That was an agent of mine that I had at the time, and that's where she lived. Nope, I'm not going to get into the details, but I ended up terminating my relationship with her, just severed it. I thought she would be professional and just send me the products that had been sent to that spot, because there were probably four other products that were sent there. But no, so it was a good move. I let her go, but I don't have them. And I'm sorry, and I can't retrieve them. I tried, but I'm sorry. Abigail 8, TM Birdie. Abigail is 8 and wants to know what my retraction was. It's okay. This is what the retraction was. Forever, Abigail, and thank you for being here. And TM Birdie, forever, I thought this is candied corn. This is the pumpkin version, but it's candied corn. And I thought, Trent says you're on life support. I love it. Abigail, I thought this was just for decoration, like to put in bowls at Thanksgiving time and in Halloween, or it was, if you didn't really want to give the good stuff at Halloween, you give these out to trick-or-treaters. I thought it was just a dirty trick, right? But today, Tommy had some, and I grabbed it. He told me to try it, and I tried it, and it was just magic. It was amazing. So, and the reason it's a big retraction, Abigail, is because of how vicious I was to my brother. See, Tommy's my little brother. I don't know if you have any little siblings, but Tommy's my little brother. And I was really hard on him because Tommy loves this stuff for his whole life. And my whole life, I thought they were gross. They were hard and tasted like plastic, and they were nasty. And but this, magic. So that was my retraction. Christopher Cagliero. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm good. Who is next? Who's your next guest on After the Burn? You guys want to know? Whoops, hold on. Give me a second. Sorry about that, you guys. There. Now you can see it. The next guest is Andrew Jacobson from Hurtberry Farm. Now, to give you guys a little information about Andrew Jacobson, if you don't know Hurtberry Farm, there's a reason I'm interviewing him. The third month that this channel was in channel, we were very young. I think I had 80 followers at the time, 80 people on the bus. It was a short bus. But he reached out and said he'd like me to review if I would review his products. And what he did was he had a very unique approach. He was a small batch, obviously a small batch hot sauce maker. And he would make one-offs. Every month it was a different flavor. He'd make like 30 cases of them, and it was done. It was done. They're gone. And the next month he'd have a new one. Andrew Brown. Good to see you, dude. A buddy of mine. Good to see you. Andrew Brown. Tell Chance I said hello, bud. Please. So yeah, he would, and each month it would be a new one. And the crazy thing was, if you liked one, you better order another one real quick because you wouldn't see it again. And so I started reviewing sauces for him, and I've been reviewing stuff for him. It was originally Drew's Chili Company, and then in 2019 he changed to Hurtberry Farm. Rico Dorsey, thank you so much. I'm going to pick the last of my peppers tomorrow. Grew Kangstar Lemon Starburst this year. I know it's now my favorite. You know what, Rico? They're great peppers. They really, really are. I'll tell you what. You know what I fell in love with this season. Really fell in love with the ahi. I've always liked the ahi fantasy, but man, I've eaten a lot of them this season, and they're it's such a lovely, lovely pepper. G Funk, good to see you. And thank you for being here. Johnny, I love you. But if that's your big retraction, you need some hobbies. It's clickbait. It's not really clickbait. It is a big retraction, but I was just trying to get people to watch. You know how it is. Listen, the book we're releasing, you want to talk about some retractions. You know what's great, Drew, Andrew, about Drew? I don't know how he thinks. I can't wait to interview him. His whole approach to sauce making, the way he sources ingredients, everything about it is just a very, very interesting cat. I can't wait to interview. Keith Kingman, good to see you. What's going on, guys? And John, thank you for being here, man. It's okay, Rico. I got you, mean. Rory Ramshot. I love hot and spicy peppers, but my body's miserable during the aftermath. Can I raise my tolerance by eating them more often, or is it genetics? So glad you asked, Rory. It's definitely not something, it's not a skill you're born with, okay? It's something you definitely have to build up to. Now, some people are more tolerant to pain than others, and some people are more sensitive to capsaicin than others, but you can absolutely raise your tolerance, and you can do it in such a way that you're not really hurting yourself, Rory. Subscribe to the channel and go to the playlist, and in the playlist there's a category called pepperology, and there are a number of videos in there about raising tolerances with stuff that you have in your local store, and the way to do it in kind of a thoughtful way where you don't hurt yourself. But you absolutely can raise it. There are 3 tolerances essentially in your body. There's tolerance in your mouth, then there's a tolerance that's in your stomach processing it all, and then there's just how well you handle yourself in the bathroom. The tolerance in your mouth builds the quickest. The tolerance in your stomach builds slower, and the tolerance in the bathroom builds slower still. But hang with it. It gets to a point where it's not a problem, and it doesn't bother me ever. Andy S., good to see you. Are peppers hotter than sauce? They sure seem it. Even if you get it's hard to say. I've never done it. It's a good. You know what? It's a good idea for a video. Get a sauce that's supposedly 1 million Scoville, and get like a ghost pepper that's around 1 million, and do the 2 of them side by side and see which one burns more. I would tell you that probably the pepper would burn you more because the oils, especially if it's a fresh one, the oils coat your mouth better. And I think that probably would hit harder. I don't know. It's interesting idea. The UK Chili Queen is here. Did somebody say UK Chili Queen? Shut up. Did I see the UK Chili Queen? People are hailing the UK Chili Queen. Shahina, I sense the presence of royalty. Thank you for joining me. Pepper Dojo, catching up on, did you leave your place in Vegas? I never actually lived in Vegas, so I'll go with yes. I lived in Reno for a while, if that's what you mean. I lived in Reno. From there, I went to listen, I've been all over. No point even giving you a list. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. It's a great song, by the way. George Heilman, good to see you. People did say they saw the UK Chili Queen. Was she here? I'm scrolling up to try to find her name, and I can't see it. She's awesome. Eric Bryan, good to see you. Jeremy Fowler, good to see you. Irish craft beer guy, Alan Mead. If your last name is Mead, you're supposed to be a beer guy. Just saying. I do not sense the presence of Darth Chili Queens at all. I saw everybody saying, hail the queen. You just tricked me. Swiss Vapor, good to see you. My favorite way to eat peppers is with a slice of fresh lemon. Uh-oh. Hold on a second, you guys. Give me a second, squirrel. All right, come on. Come on. I'm working. I'm in the middle of a video. What do? You come in, you cry at the door. Here, let me move this. Come here. Come here, squirrel. Squirrel. Sorry about that. My favorite way to eat peppers is just to kind of shove them in your mouth. I love fresh peppers. I love sauce too. I mean, when pepper season ends, it's a bummer, but it's kind of cool to get into sauce again. But boy, I'm really a chili a pepperhead. Where'd the cat go? Oh, squirrel, exactly, D-Sock. So coming up after this week, we have Andrew Jacobson. Now she wants to leave. You're killing me, squirrel. You're killing me. There. Don't come to the door again, all right? Wait till I'm done. Man, oh man. I forgot what I was saying. I could watch cat videos literally all day. It's really kind of crazy. If I start doing it, if I go to like Instagram and start flipping scroll, if you go through my Instagram, you die laughing. The only thing you're going to see are posts about guitars, peppers, or cats. And that's it. For real. Kevin Walters, that contest ever happened when the Primatali was going? I believe it was. I believe it did. The Pepper Palooza. I don't know the results of it. Kisavelho. Good to see you. KM says, I love the ones where squirrels crunching the treats. Aren't there? Can I tell you something? If somebody's sitting across from me and I can hear you eating, I'm imagining murdering you. I'm sorry. I know it's not a pleasant thing to say, but that's something I can't handle. I can't take it. I've had to leave. I knew a guy that I couldn't eat around the guy. But to hear the cat make noise when she eats, it's glorious. I don't know what it is. I'm just a cat guy. And it's not. I love dogs. I just like cats more. You have a 59 Les Paul. No, I don't. I have a 88 Les Paul and I don't remember. I have a couple Les Pauls that are in cases I haven't touched in a long time. The guitars that I actually play are GOCs. Josh Cohen says, how many bus rides do you think are not chili heads? I must confess, I've never eaten a super hot. The hottest thing I've ever eaten was a tube of Terra peanut. Wow, was that what a ride that was? I don't know. Gnarly Bones, do I have a favorite brand of guitar? GOC right now, I swear, they're just amazing. They look good, they feel good, they sound amazing. Josh Cohen, I wonder, there's a lot of people, I mean, I see comments a lot where people say, I don't even need hot stuff, but I love this channel. If there's anybody, there's 119 of us right now in the chat. Is there anybody here watching that does not eat hot stuff at all? Put a 1 in the chat if you're watching, but you don't eat hot stuff at all. Just kind of curious. D-Stock, I've watched your videos. You shred, man. Thank you. I fake it. I'm that Corey Feldman guitarist. I identify as a guitarist. That's what Corey does. You know, he identifies. Have you guys seen his? I'm not trying to pick on the guy, but have you seen his guitar solo? Oh, we have some Chad Matthews. Shut up. You shouldn't put a 1 in the chat. You eat hot stuff all the time. We do have some 1s in the chat, though. Very, very cool. You know, can I tell you something? And I've said this before, but whatever. Psych, says Lego. The people that watch this channel that don't eat hot stuff have a special place in my heart. Because sometimes if you just dig, I know there are people that just love hearing about pepper, so they watch me, but they'd rather watch somebody else maybe. So if you watch this and you don't eat something hot, that's special to me. George, thank you so much for your super chat. OCD, I spent about a half hour yesterday rearranging my sauces by expiration date. Nothing is noting as well how much I need to finish. Need to go pick up. Wow. I'm not sure if that's You know what? I don't know if that's OCD or just, man, that's peppers, man. That's hot sauce. It gets in your system. I get it. You start getting nervous when you look in the back. I have a sauce. Listen to this. We're about to have Andrew Jacobson on after the burn. My favorite sauce that he ever made is one of his one-offs that you can't get it again. It's called Volcanique. I've got a bottle with this much left. And I would say the last 20 times I've opened it just to smell it. And then I cap it again. I do not want to finish it. It's the best sauce I've ever had. So I know that feeling. I do. You're awesome, George. They're just here. Nuke's Hot Sauce says they're just here for the pure Johnny Scoville entertainment factor. Thank you so much. Brent's Accents. His concerts are legendary. I missed whose concerts? I dig legendary concerts. Parker guitars are cool, Andy asks. I've always wanted a Parker Firefly, like a really beautiful Firefly. It's a great guitar. It's really cool. I love the headstocks on those things. But the problem is, to me, they look fragile. It looks like I'd break one, But GOC, I'm telling you, I don't know if no one probably even knows this. I used to have a Strandberg. I paid like, I don't know, $1,800 or $1,900 for it. It was a nice guitar. It was a very nice guitar. And then this company comes out of nowhere called I shouldn't say out of nowhere. They've been around for a while, but they're called GOC. And this is the GOC, and it's got almost the same shape. It's got fan frets, super light, and it's comfortable to play. And ever since I got this, I haven't been able to touch any of my other guitars. If I had got that guitar when I first started playing, I'd be way better now because when I sit down, I'll lose 2 hours just like that. And I was never like that with my other guitars, But GOCs are just incredible. Brent's Accents. He says, I watched your videos occasionally for over 2 years before taking the leap. Now I'm entranced with super hot peppers. It's easy to do. It's a slippery slope, dude. I get it, though, man. Chili Phil was late because he was on the phone with his girlfriend. It's a great reason to be late, dude. That's more important than this old silliness. Anyway, Strandbergs are nice. So I had this Strandberg, and I get an email one day from the owner of GOC, and he goes, "Hey, I saw the video you had with your Strandberg. How would you like us to send you one of our guitars just to see what you think of it?" And I looked at it. I thought, holy crap, it looks just like my Strandberg. So I said, sure, I'm not going to say no to a free guitar, right? So I said, sure, send it to me. So he sends it to me, and it's about a pound heavier. And I like the fact that the Strandberg was really light, but I got used to the weight really quickly. And really quickly, it was just an amazing guitar. So then I see this on a trading board for sale. And what makes this unique is it's a 7-string, and it's got a flame roasted maple neck. So this guy is wanting to sell it, and he's selling it for his what he was asking for. That was significantly less than I paid for my Strandberg, but I wanted a 7-string. I really liked the GOC. So I called this guy up and I said, or I messaged him. It was on Reverb. I messaged him and said, "Hey, dude, this is going to sound out of left field. I know you're looking to sell something, but I got a Strandberg standard. I'll trade you straight up for your GOC." And he comes back with it. Are you serious? Because the guitar I was trading was worth probably $500 more than the guitar he wanted to trade me. And he says, "Yeah, I'll do that if you want to do it." I sent it to him. He's super stoked. He thinks he got the better deal. I got a guitar that feels better, sounds better. I'm in love with it. We both feel like we got the better deal on the other guy. But so I got that for nothing. Actually, no, I didn't. I got it. I didn't. It was a trade, but it's the only trade I've ever had where I didn't regret it. Every trade or every time I've sold a guitar, I had some moment where I was like, I should not have sold that guitar. You know what I mean? And with that, I have not missed it, not once for even a second. Toby Reville, thank you for being here. Good to see you. We are Christopher Cagliero. Have a good night, Johnny, everyone. Thank you for being here, dude. You have a good night. Thank you. Josh Cohen says, I love a good trade. Here's the other thing, though. I messaged the guy. I don't have the 6-string here. My 6-string GOC is in Fort Mill. But if you look at the GOCs, they all have these dark necks. It looks like the wood looks like it's almost black. It's so dark. All the necks are. I don't mean the fingerboard. I mean the neck, the back of it. And all the necks on GOCs are made out of something called micarta, which is they use micarta in knife handles a lot. It's actually made out of paper, believe it or not. But they've got to figure out so they can make necks out of it. It's a little heavier than wood, but you can't tell the difference in feeling it. And when I saw that, I had a flame roasted maple neck. So I took a picture of it before I traded it and sent it to the guy that owns it. I said, I'm going to trade a guitar, my Strandberg. And he knows I had a Strandberg, obviously. So he thought this was funny. I said, I'm going to trade my Strandberg for this. Is this really one of yours? I said, I'm asking because the guitar, it's got a flame roasted maple neck, which is really cool, but I've never seen you ever do that. He goes, where is that guitar? And I don't remember where it was. I don't even remember what state it came from. But at the time I told him where it was. He goes, yeah, that's a real one. And I said, how many? I said, is it really common? He goes, not at all. He goes, are you trading it straight up? I said, yep. He said I was getting a good deal. Obviously he's going to say that because he owns Strandberg, but so I really feel like I got a steal out of it. You know what I mean? They didn't make a lot of them. It's kind of a rare model. So Brock Bandy, I try to play guitar, but fingers don't work like that. That's funny. Listen, I get it. Conclave says, Johnny, you need to shred guitar for us on video sometime. I'd love to hear you play. I also play guitar and drums. You know what? In the playlist, there's like 140 videos of me playing. I'm kind of a hack, though. You know what I mean? But I love it. I love guitar. That's the thing. My first stab at guitar was a nightmare, man. My mom got me lessons with this guy whose name was Vila Contessa. I'm telling you the true story. It's crazy. She gets me lessons to this guy to learn how to play guitar. I had this terrible guitar. It was this huge acoustic made for like a big person. I was a teeny kid, you know? So I was going to this dude for lessons, and I didn't like him. I just didn't click with this guy at all. I didn't like him at all. I didn't like it. I wasn't having a good time with it. I didn't dig it. I wanted to learn how to play songs. I wanted to learn how to play chords, and he's teaching me these notes, and it just wasn't working. So one day she's driving me to go to guitar. Mind you, I've only had like 2 lessons, right? So she's driving me for my lesson. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to quit. She goes, okay, you can quit, but you're telling him. I'm not. You want to be a man and make decisions like that? You're going to be a man and tell him yourself. I said, okay. So I don't know how old I was. I was probably maybe 10 years old. I don't know how old. So she drops me off. It's like an hour-long session, right? So she drops me off and leaves. I didn't work this out with my mom very well. And I wasn't thinking. I sat down and immediately said, dude, I quit. I don't like this. I'm done. Right off the bat, as soon as we sit down, like 1 minute into the hour, she's gone. She's not going to be back for an hour. So I'm sitting there. He's like, so he looks at me. And this is exactly how it goes. He looks at me and goes, what? I said, I quit. He's like, why? I said, because I don't like this. I don't want to do it anymore. It's not fun. This isn't a good time. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So he says to me, then he looks at me and goes, what's the story? I said, well, I don't like playing guitar with you. I don't like, this isn't working for me. He said, what's the story for the next 55 minutes over and over? I almost beat him to death with my guitar. I was so, at the end, I was like, I didn't have a watch on. I remember going, like, when is this over? How long have I been here? It's ridiculous. So what I should have done was just toughed it out and dealt with it for a while. In the 58th minute said, dude, I don't like you. This last 58 minutes is the reason I'm not coming back. Adios. That's what I should have done, but I didn't do it right. So then what happened is I didn't touch a guitar again for a long time. And then I started playing it a little bit in high school, probably a little bit my junior year. And then my freshman year in college, I had a VCR. I would put it, listen, man, I'm old, all right? I'm older than dirt. My social security number has 3 numbers. I put this VCR tape that would tape 8 hours. I'd pop it in and I would some young people that are watching right now, you may not realize this, but at one point, MTV played music, and it stood for music television. No, I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. So I would put this tape on. I'd go to work all day. I ran a pizza joint, and I would tape videos, all 8 hours of videos. I'd get home and rewind it to the beginning, and I'd put it in there. What's a VCR, Dean? You Weisenheimer? Oh, sorry. License plate is a 3. I love that. No, but what's a VCR? Anyway, I would go through. I'd put it on silent. I'd speed through it until I saw a song I wanted to learn. And then I'd put the volume off and put it on super slow motion and just stare at the dude's fingers. I'd back it up and watch it again. And that's how I learned how to play guitar, because Viola Contessa sucked. He was terrible, man. He was an awful teacher. He didn't engage me at all. He should have taught me how to play a song like right away. There's a million. G, D, and E. You know how many songs you can play with G, D, and E? Give me a break. He could have done something a little better. Here's the thing. It's sort of a bummer, because had I always been playing, I'd be so much better right now. And I love what I do. Listen, eating peppers and hanging out with you guys and making content is super fun. But if I had a choice between doing this or playing guitar on stage, what do you think I'd rather be doing? Holy moly. Way rather be playing guitar on stage. I played once in front of people in a professional manner. And I didn't get paid for it. The band did, but I didn't. It was my neighbors. One of my neighbors was the singer in this band. What's the story? It's the story, he kept saying. I was awful busy. So they said to me, you want to play, you want to sit with us, sit in for a set with us? And I was like, what are you talking? The band was called Little Wing. Just played cover tunes, a lot of Hendrix and stuff. So I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I wasn't very good, but I said, yeah, I'd love to. So he gave me half a dozen songs to learn, and Jumpin' Jack Flash, You Give Love a Bad Name, a little Bon Jovi. I can't remember the other ones. But anyway, I told it was Club New England was the place I played. I think there were 700 people in the club. And I told I ran a pizza joint. I was a manager of a pizza joint. So I told all my buddies I was going to play in the band. I had all my buddies show up. I was wearing shorts, right? And I get on stage and they play the first set. I just sat in with them for the second. So I'm tuning up. I go out there and we start playing, and it's a true story. My knees were shaking so bad. I remember looking down and saying, can you see my leg shaking? Because I was so worried that everyone's going to see my leg shaking. I was terrified, absolutely terrified for the first song. Oh, Twist and Shout was the very first song we played. You guys don't know that song either, a lot of you. That's an old song. Anyway, but I played in a garage band like in college. We played in dorms and stuff like that. Then it was easy. That stuff didn't bother me. But playing in a bar where people actually paid to get in, a little unnerving. Now I'm singing Smoke on the Water. You know what's funny? Tampa B Man. That was the first song I learned how to play. I was playing it wrong. I played it wrong for a decade. But that was like the first song I learned how to play. And I had this. The guitar wasn't very good, but the amp was pretty good. And I would play it so loud. And my poor mom and dad, until the day my dad died, if that song ever came on the radio, he would go, oh my God. Oh, I feel bad for, who did it before the Beatles? Twist and Shout before the Beatles? Man, I didn't know Twist and Shout was done before the Beatles. I thought that was one of theirs. Give me a second. Twist and Shout. No, I can't think of it. Hey, Siri. Who performed Twist and Shout before the Beatles?
The Beatles, The Who, the Isley Brothers, and the Top Notes sing the song Twist and Shout.
How about that? That's the first time she's done anything good for me in so long. I thank you, Siri. Thank you. Usually she just says, here's what I found. She used to be very helpful. She's not anymore. But there you have it. The Isley Brothers, You heard him. There's a lot of really funny songs like that, like All Along the Watchtower. Great Jimi Hendrix tune. You guys know who wrote that, right? That was Bob Dylan. It's kind of a crazy thing. You guys know the song, remember the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? You guys remember that? Remember the song, Man of Constant Sorrow? I got to tell you something. If you think that's a great song, you need to hear Bob Dylan do it. I kid you not, you won't believe it. It's the worst version. Bob Dylan wrote that song. True story. Wes Lightburn, good to see you, dude. He's in the jailhouse now. He certainly is. I got to trim my mustache. It's driving me crazy. You know what, TKK? Bob Dylan is a legend. He really, really is. But, man, I saw him. He was a bucket list dude for me. And I saw him with what was one of the craziest concerts I ever saw. It was Bob Dylan, Willie Nelson, and John Mellencamp, a minor stadium tour. They do it every summer. They'll go on a tour and they'll just play small minor baseball league stadiums. And they played for, I kid you not, but all three of them, 6 hours. It was unbelievable. But seeing Bob Dylan, I needed to see him live, man. Shut up, no way. For real, Texafornia. Bob Dylan came out and he opened with It Ain't Me You're Looking For. Shut up. It was one of the most amazing songs. That was really, really fun. And you know what? Willie Nelson, rock star. That guy is amazing too. The weak link was John Mellencamp. He doesn't like being called John Cougar anymore. He wants to be called John Mellencamp. So when I got my autograph from him, I thanked him. I said, "Thank you, John Cougar." No, I didn't do that. I'm kidding. I didn't get an autograph. I had a couple. I don't know how many autographs I have. I have Ali's autograph somewhere. I don't have a lot of autographs. You guys have any autographs of people? You got to be kidding me. Dizzy Dragon with a fun fact. They started making DD7 cleaner again. You got to do the test again. Maybe it works this time. You know what I love about you? You're just like, Dizzy's almost like AI because he's always in the chat and he knows everything. You don't need to prep him with a question. He'll just fire stuff out. You can't believe he knows. That comment right there is hilarious. Fun fact, they started making DD7 cleaner again. I had a problem for a while. I'm clean now. I'm clean for about a decade. I had a problem with infomercials. No, it's true. I had a bit of a problem with infomercials. And I remember watching one. I used to be a hair model. I had hair like this. I'm watching a guy spray paint a bald spot. I was really into it. So I was watching this. One night I was watching this infomercial, and this dude's got a bowl of water. And he takes iodine, drops it in there. I'm like, he's got my attention. I'm immediately hooked. I'm like 30 seconds in. He takes ink from a fountain pen, dumps it in, blood, grease, all this crap. He dumps in there, and it's swirling around. He sticks his arm in there, and his arm is covered with all this crap. It's disgusting. Then he takes this DD7. He squirts that much onto his hand and goes like this. In 2 seconds, his hand looked like my hands. I'm like, where the hell is my wallet? And he keeps going, right? Then he takes another little bit of it, puts it in the water, swirls it around, and the water becomes clean. I'm like, that's it. Forget about it. I'm dialing and I'm calling it, right? So I'm doing it. But if you buy now, you can get a second tube. So I'm getting the second tube. I order the stuff. I hang up. This was back then when you had to pick up a phone like this and you had to punch dial. So the stuff comes to my home, right? And it comes to my house. By the time it gets to me, I've already got the iodine. I don't have any blood, but I've got the iodine. I've got ink. I've got most of the crap he dropped into the stuff when he did his. So I get it at my house. I'm so stoked. I got the water. I got this glass bowl. I dumped all the ink and all the stuff in there. I put my arm in there, swirled around. It's blue. I got ink. It's purple and blue running down my arm. I take some of that stuff in there and go like this, and it just becomes a lighter purple. And none of it came off. So I put it in the water and went like this, and none of it cleared up at all. So don't buy it. It's a hustle, man. It was the coolest commercial. You guys know what I'm talking about? You can probably, I think if you go on YouTube and type in DD7 commercial, listen, maybe this is why I'm recovering infomercial junkie. I'll buy everything, whether I need it or not. As scammed on TV. Exactly, George Heilman. It would have been the coolest thing. I didn't even have a stain anywhere. It's not like I had a stain on a couch or a shirt I wanted to clean up. I just wanted to bowl that crap so I could entertain my friends. It was the coolest thing you ever saw, man. This much. And it goes just like this. And it just disappears. Just gone. You're like, holy mackerel. I have to have that. Galthy09 has Matthew Arthur's autograph. I don't even have Matthew Arthur's autograph. I can't wait to interview that dude. So you're saying it doesn't work so well, says Lego. Yeah, man, it was a bummer. I called my dad. My dad was obviously alive. I called my dad. I said, you're not going to believe it. He goes, what? I said, DD7's a joke. It's a scam. I got hustled. He's like, what are you talking about? I told the whole story. He goes, you're an idiot. I could have told you that stuff wasn't going to work. I mean, have you seen the commercials for it, though? I challenge anybody to go watch the commercial on DD7, DIDI, and the number 7. Google it. Go on YouTube here. Go on YouTube. And listen, you will say to yourself, man, you may not buy it, but you'll say, I understand. You may not fall like I did, but you'll understand. Okay, so Grandpa Jesta Z says, where are you from, dude? Been trying to place your accent for months. I was born in New York, but it's not really New York. You're hearing more attitude than you're hearing accent, if I can say that. Here's the thing. I for a long time, Grandpa Jesta, I did phone work. And in phone work, if you sound like you're from New York, you're kind of at a deficit unless you're calling the Bronx. If you're calling other parts of America, they don't want to hear a New York accent. So I tried to shuck my New York accent. If I'm around people from New York, it starts getting bad. But see, Keith Kingman just watched it. Do me a favor, Keith Kingman. You just watched it, the DD7. Tell me it's not the coolest thing. Do you understand? Please type in, I understand. It's not just me. It was the coolest commercial you ever saw. You should have seen it, man. There's two amazing moments. When he puts it on his hands, and just like that, his hands look like, nothing under his fingernails, nothing. It's just gone. That's pretty impressive. But this blue, it's this terrible concoction of just awful staining stuff. He'll put an inch of it in there and just go like this, and just it's gone. You think to yourself, I'll put that in my laundry, and everything's going to be clean. He was betting UK. Grandpa Jesta was betting UK. I love the UK. Green Man, good to see you. Brent's accents. My fiance is from New York. She's pretty shady, in my opinion. Brent, you get bonus points for saying that. That's an awesome thing to say. She's pretty shady. I love it. New York. See, I've had a million people say to me, you're from New York, right? It's not so much the accent you're hearing, it's really sort of an attitude, as bad as that might sound. Ragnar. Good to see you. But was he ever sued for false advertisement? Who knew? I don't know, man. You know how many dumb kids there were like me who bought that DD7? I spent more on all the crap to put in the bowl than I did on the DD7. I had ink and iodine, and I had all kinds of cool stuff. My arm was blue for 2 days. Stupid. I was a little salty about that. I'm not going to lie to you. I was unhappy. Grandpa Jesta, much love, dude. Been watching for time. Thank you. And I'll tell you, instead of anybody worrying about me stopping, we have 2 years of content to go. You know how sick of me you'll get in the next 2 years? This face 3 times a day? Come on. We're all right. We have tons of time. Seriously. Travis says, should have started with gloves on before you used your bare arm. Well, thank you, Helperton. Where were you when I needed you 25 years ago, Travis? I needed Travis in my life. I needed a buddy going, dude, I don't know, man. I think those commercials are fake. There's got to be some way they fake that crap. And I'd be like, no, man, this is Travis. Why would you say that, man? I'm all set. I bought it. It's got to work. They put it on TV. And Travis would be like, man, I don't know, man. I think it's a bad idea. Put these gloves on, man. You have nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, at least you're not an idiot with a blue arm tomorrow. I needed Travis and didn't have him. See, Travis right there. You got this, Johnny. Travis there. Travis would have been the one squirting the iodine in there for me, right? He was, what else we got? We got some axle grease. What else we put in there? See, Travis, you're not the one I needed at the time. See, Ragnar, don't tell me that. There was a cut in the hand clean scene. I don't want to hear that. So you went like this and you blink and all of a sudden there's a new set of hands. Hey, magic. I don't know, man. Keaton West, and there's a chilly head. Keaton West said, loving these live streams, Johnny. Keep them coming. I will do that. Keaton West, people, if somebody can throw, matter of fact, we have two really great chili heads in here. Dean, you have a wrench because you need a wrench in order to do this. If you could put your link to your channel, Dean, and the link to Keaton West in the chat, I'd appreciate that. I'll be right back. Anyway, I want everybody to click on these guys. Keaton West does great videos, and Dean is just, you know what Dean is like? Let me tell you a little bit about Dean. And I didn't mention this in the interview the other night with Troy. Troy is like a Valium. He's like a human being, a Valium in human being form. You could be pissed off. You could be having a bad day. You hang out with him for a while in the back of a car, and you're like, it's just, he's mellowing and soothing. It's just, he's good to be around. He just is. And I hadn't met somebody like that. That's Troy. Dean's that way. I haven't told this, Dean, but Dean's got, put those, listen, seriously, if you guys can, please put there's Conjured Vapors, and put up Keaton's too. If you, and there's Keaton's. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. And listen, one of the things I'm doing is I'm interviewing people for these last 2 years. I'm interviewing sauce makers, pod growers, and spicy producers, hobbyists and professional, and the people that influenced me, and some of the upcoming chili heads that have channels that I like. And it's kind of like saying to everybody at the end, listen, I'm not going to be making content anymore, but here's who you need to look at. These guys are, they're both really good guys. So follow them, give them a like, give them a follow. Please do that. Okay, we're a little over. We're coming up on an hour, people. Hitting the peace pipe in the back of the car, D-Stock says. Just chilling in the back of the car. I'll tell you what, I thought he was going to talk about it. I had a moment with Troy. We were filming Super Hot, and we were in, I think, California. Yeah, we were in California, and we're in a van waiting for the shoot to start. It's me and Troy and Jimmy Pickles are in the van, and we had an exchange that for about 5 minutes that I promise you nobody in that car is going to forever forget about. Not Troy, not Pickles, not the Hulu driver behind the van, behind the wheel. That person's eyes were like this the whole time. And I brought it up thinking, I just said we've had some crazy times that didn't make it on film, like that time in the van. I just thought he was going to say, tell me about it. I thought he was going to start talking about it. It's crazy. There is my dude. Good to see you, Tracy. Hi, Michelle, if you're there. Good to see you. Keith Kingman, is there a way I can get the Tube of Terror? I did a giveaway on a live stream the other day. I have these two. These two are going to Josh in Heat on Wheels, or Wheels on Heat, excuse me. So these are going to him. And I have two others that are going to here. And those are the ones I have here. So after that, I don't have any personally with me, but you can go to johnnyscoville.com. That's my website. You can get them there. And I think there may be like a dozen left that are still autographed. Not that that matters to you, but if it does, they're still there. Des, boy, I feel bad if you buy them in Australia that they really give you the business on the shipping and handling. It's johnnyscoville.com. Hang on, I'll put it right here. johnnyscoville.com. I tried to put it in there. Well, it didn't really come in. There's the website right there. Anyway. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I love you guys a lot. Tomorrow, hopefully Tommy will be feeling better tomorrow. If he is, we will do that really unbelievable salt thing. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Let me go through roll call real quick. Everybody who's still here is going to get a thank you. So everybody stay with me just for a second. And I'm going to say thank you to everybody that's here in the chat. It might take a minute. Alfredo, Alan McGee, Awesome Hot Sauce, and Christo's Cast. Brent's Accents, Brock Bandy, Berkey 91, Chili Phil, Chili Pino, Dean, Creator Manual, Dale Cox, Dill Rod, Diz XS, Dizzy Dragon, D Stock, Ethan Bemish, Flamin' Jackson, I love you, dude. Gothy09, George Heilman, Gornash, 1234, Grand Pagesta, Green Man, Jason P, J Caps, Jeremy Fowler, Josh Cohen. Good night, Riley Rose. Josh Z, Justin Keaton West. Good to see you, dude. Keith Kingman. I'm glad you saw that DD7 commercial. I'm not crazy. I understand. Keith Lego, Cluse, Krista Melinda, Lord Deathspit, Silver Surfer. Good to see you, dude. Texifornia, Calexis, the Arabian Bard, Arwa. Have a good night. TKK, Todd McCausland. Good to see you, Todd. Travis K, good to see you. And I believe that is everybody. Hey, thank you all for being here. I love you guys a lot. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.